Today we're going to talk about 5 places that you can invest in Enugu State. Now, 2 of these places are for land banking, then the other 2 places are for buy and build. Then the last one is a new project coming in Enugu. Now let's get right into the video. But before that, I want you to go back, if you've not already done that, and watch my videos on land banking and buy and build so that you can understand the entire concept of those investment strategies, and you can also know which one suits you best. Now let's start from the first 2, which are for land banking. Remember, I said I'm going to tell you 5 places you can invest in Enugu State. Now the first 2 is for land banking, and the first one we're going to talk about is Owo. Now Owo is located in Akanu East local government in Enugu State, and this is why you should consider Owo as an investment location, as an investor that wants to invest in Enugu State in 2026. Now, the new Enugu Abuja Expressway runs along Owo. The dual carriage road runs along Owo. That is one of the major developments going on there. And if you remember my video from Evolve City, I showed the road. The road, it's not been commissioned yet. It's not been in use yet. People are not currently using it now, but soon it's going to be in use. And because of that development going on there, because it's not an already developed area, that is why it is a strategic location for land banking. Now, what this Enugu Abuja dual carriage road has done is that it has improved accessibility to and from Enugu and the cities which it cuts across. Another thing is that it has reduced travel time. You know, before, when people are coming from Abuja to Enugu, they have to follow Enugu town, but now they can just follow that Enugu Abuja Expressway direct to wherever they are going to in Enugu State. And because of this, there's increase in value of properties around that area. Now, because this is a land banking opportunities, and land banking opportunities are usually in developing areas, there are a couple of estates springing up there. We have Evolve City Phase 2, like I mentioned earlier, and we have Grand Omega City in Owo. Now, with the presence of institutions like Ubao Smart School and Osita Tech Polytechnic, there's going to be increase in settlement and movement around that area. You know how it is when students are going to a particular university and they need to start staying in places close to their university. That's one of the major reasons why, whilst Owo is still developing now and these kind of institutions are already there, you should be among the first ones to buy properties there now before it is fully developed. Now, the government is pushing infrastructure and development away from the city central into suburban regions like Owo. Now, the second land banking location we're going to talk about today is Nike. First of all, a lot of people are very iffy or very skeptical when it comes to buying properties in Nike, because earlier when people started buying property, when people started investing in Nike, there was an issue with land grabbing. People were selling the same plot of land to multiple people. But that was at that time, because the government had provided you the opportunity to search for a land. If somebody brings it to you and say, oh, I'm selling this property, you can go and search and find out if that person is actually the person selling this property, or if it is registered under someone else's name. This is a protection over your property. That is why properties in Nike are now safe to buy. Nike is one of those locations in Enugu that have increased significantly due to infrastructure expansion and investors' interest. You know that the landmark Nike Lake Resort is located in Nike. That's why it's more like a tourist attraction to people, and that's why most people are buying properties around Nike or Nike Lake Resort. But it doesn't really matter if it's around Nike Lake Resort or in Nike. What matters is that you are investing in a land banking opportunity in Nike now that it is not a full-blown urban area. Now, there are different parts of Nike. We have Ugogo Nike, we have Aboba Nike, we have Emene Nike Agis, we have Nike Lake Resort surroundings. You can decide to buy a property, a land in any of these areas. And that reason why buying properties in Nike is such a reasonable investment is because it is closer to the city than other suburban regions, and because infrastructure is always expanding along that side and in most parts of Enugu State. The value of property in Nike is always going to increase. As central Enugu becomes saturated, most people are migrating to suburban regions closer to the city like Nike. If you're interested in investing in Nike, I have a couple of options for you. We have Divine Acres Estate, Silverstone Estate, and Destiny Layers. And these are 3 different estates you can decide to invest in, and they are all located in Nike. Now we're going to go over to the 2 buy and build or more developed areas that you can decide to invest in depending on your tax bracket. The first one is Emene. The reason why buying properties in Emene is such a reasonable investment is because of the strategic location. Emene is not just any location. It is where the Akanu Ibiam Airport is located. Now, because of the strategic location, airport access, and commercial activity, Emene is a no-brainer for investors to invest in. And the second location in the buy and build to sell category that we're going to talk about is Centenary City. Centenary City was made with a plan in mind. It was made as a self-sustaining city. If Centenary City is closed up, for an entire year, it can sustain itself. There's place of worship, there are schools, there are malls. Everything you need is inside Centenary City. So that's why people are always going to buy properties, lands, houses that are in Centenary City because of the plan. It was carefully curated to be a self-sustaining city. Now, the fifth one we're going to talk about, I told you, is a new project, is the new Enugu City. This is also known as the new Enugu Smart City. This is one of the most ambitious projects in southeastern Nigeria. It's been designed as a modern smart city, which is focused on organized urban planning, infrastructure, technology, housing, and investment opportunities. This particular project spans about 10,000 acres across multiple local government areas here in Enugu State. The government states that this particular project strategically located along Abakaliki Road corridor. Now, buying a property around this axis or in New Enugu City is a no-brainer because of the government is involved and they are going to deliver. Peter Mbah has always delivered on everything he said he was going to deliver so far, and that is why investing in the new Enugu City is like buying into his vision of what he wants Enugu to be like, and you would be among the first ones, the early birds that's going to key into the new Enugu City investment opportunity. And those are the five places you can decide to invest in. If you want to invest in landed properties or buildings here in Enugu State. And as always, my name is Blessing Abraham. This is Real Estate Blessing. I'll see you tomorrow.